Thanks for chatting with a member of the FitHouse team. We're excited that you're interested in taking the next steps to become a FitHouse personal trainer. This is an important video to watch regarding next steps. We ask that all candidates take the time to review the materials in this video, as several of these topics will be covered during your interview. Just to quickly share why we ask that you go through this video prior to being hired, it really comes down to us maintaining high quality standards and operating with consistency across our large trainer base. It's not only important for us to ensure that we work with quality professionals, but it's equally, if not more important, that you understand the importance of working within our systems and our protocols. We can't stress the importance of this enough. We've actually parted ways with tremendous trainers in the past because they've ignored our operational standards. It's become so critical for us that we now make sure every trainer is completely up to speed before we even meet with them for an interview. Not to worry though, these instructions are very simple and straightforward, and I'm sure you won't have any issues as long as you watch this brief video. Just to quickly go over some of the items that we'll be covering in this short video, we'll be covering the dress code, our communication expectations, how to structure the assessment, as well as our post-assessment communication expectations. Before diving into the specifics, I did just want to quickly stress the importance of first impressions. First impressions are lasting. It's extremely difficult, if not impossible, to overcome a negative first impression, especially in this industry. Personal training is unlike anything else. You aren't really selling something tangible. It's not a product that customers can visualize. It's not a repair or construction service that comes with a defined outcome. As a personal trainer, you're selling something intangible, something of supremely high value, the promise of a better life, a healthier one. In a lot of cases, you're selling something more than just an aesthetic change. You may be helping a client recover from an injury, live a pain-free life, and take back control of their own life. But in all cases, personal training does not come with guaranteed results. And that uncertainty in the customer's mind makes it all the more difficult to sell. That's why it's so critical to make a positive first impression, a lasting one. And ultimately, that's all this video is about. The assessment is really make or break when it comes to working with a new client. If the first impression isn't strong, there's an extremely low probability of you or any other FitHouse trainer to ever work with that client again. Ultimately, the dress code is really simple. Dress for success. As a personal trainer, you should dress like one. We've seen countless trainers in inappropriate attire in the past, including jeans, baggy sweatpants, linen cargo shorts, and heavy rock graphic t-shirts. We've even seen trainers wearing Birkenstock sandals. All of these are not going to set you up on the right foot, not with your clientele or not with FitHouse. So be sure to dress appropriately. No graphic t-shirts, no v-necks, no jeans, khaki, sweatpants, no baggy clothing, no excessive chains, jewelry or cologne or perfume, and sandals or inappropriate training footwear. None of that is a good fit. So what should you be wearing? Well, fitted athletic apparel with appropriate footwear. Don't dress scandalously tight, but make sure that you're in the appropriate attire, and that's pretty obvious. For men, that kind of looks like this. It doesn't need to be tights underneath, obviously, but pants, if you are wearing pants, should be fitted. This is a professional look. Aim to look professional. Woman, this is also a good look. A fitted bottom and top, nothing too intimidating for your clients, nothing too exposing or anything of that nature. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask us, and we'll be happy to provide you with an input on that. So we'd actually like you to attend your interview, whether it's an in-person or video interview, in the same attire that you would attend a client assessment with. This is a must. When we meet you, we want to make sure that you look like a trainer and you dress like one. So please bring your A game, dress appropriately. So just wanted to quickly discuss some communication expectations, and this really is relevant before the assessment. So once we inform you of a confirmed appointment and we pass along the client details, please do not hold any communication with a client prior to that first session. We've been doing this for a long time now, and we've found that clients are more likely to cancel their appointments when the trainer contacts them directly prior to the individual session. Not to worry though, we confirm the appointment and we send our reminders to our clientele the day before any initial appointments. So we'll definitely keep you in the loop, and you can rest assured that sessions will be happening unless we tell you otherwise. What you can do, however, is you can send a message introducing yourself only 30 minutes prior to the session, confirming the time you will arrive. What a good example of what that message can look like is as follows. Let's say you're meeting a client named Jessica and your name is Matt. Hey Jessica, this is Matt from FITHAUS Personal Training. I just wanted to let you know that I'm on my way and will be arriving at 8 a.m. Look forward to meeting with you. The important thing here is to be professional, enthusiastic, and to also reinforce your affiliation with FITHAUS. A simple message like this can make a big difference versus one that may suggest a lack of enthusiasm, excitement, or energy to work with your client. The assessment. Keep in mind, the assessment is not a sit-down discussion. I can't stress this enough. It's not an opportunity for you to sit down with your client, go over their goals, and formulate a plan of attack. Do not do this. The assessment should feel like a training session with a physically active, even demanding component. The assessment is really about showcasing your skill set and personality. It's about giving the clients an idea as to what the workouts will look like moving forward and to give them confidence that you can deliver the results that they are striving for. This is better to be demonstrated than to be discussed. We're very, very strict about this, so please keep that in mind. Before you start with the assessment, you should run through a part Q. The part Q should take up the first 5 to 10 minutes of the appointment max. We suggest arriving 10 to 15 minutes early to the appointment to your client to have them fill this out. Your clients will appreciate the professionalism. It's also highly important for you to have a part Q for liability purposes, but don't spend too much time on this as it can really kill the vibe and enthusiasm of the initial appointment. We will provide you with your client's goals and background based on a preliminary conversation we have with them. So once the part Q is complete, get them moving and working. This is where the assessment really begins. You can ask additional questions and build strong rapport with them while they are active. It's often a good indication of their fitness levels if you see how they can communicate during a workout. But if the client is under the impression that this is a goal-setting discussion for any reason whatsoever, try to motivate them to get active with you during the assessment. Although, as an FYI, this is a very rare circumstance, as all of our clients are aware that our assessments are structured as workouts. So the actual assessment, how to structure it. We want to give you guys flexibility in terms of structuring the assessments, but we also want to have some level of set structure. So we do go through warm-ups. Warm-ups should be performed without the use of a cardio machine. We want the warm-up to be new and challenging to the client. They should feel the type of value they can get when working with a trainer right away. Clients may perceive cardio machines as something they can easily do on their own, and that's why we tend to avoid the use of cardio machines during warm-ups. The warm-up should be challenging for the client, but not deflating in terms of its difficulty level. It's a great opportunity to showcase your value to the client. After observing the warm-up and identifying weaknesses, muscle imbalances, mobility and activation issues, we recommend spending a little bit of time doing some mobility or activity work tailored towards their weakest links. You can use muscle testing, taping, soft tissue work, band work, PNF stretching, or anything that you have experience and confident in. These modalities, if applied properly, can bring about drastic and instant change in the client's body and demonstrate a real wow factor in the eyes of our clientele. When a client is warmed up, the primal movements should be completed for sets and reps. You'll want to observe their squat, lunge, bend/hip hinge, push, pull, twist, and plank. Regressions should be used when necessary, especially when form is bad or there is pain. Cueing should be done during this time to perfect form. When cueing isn't enough to perfect the form, follow the primal movement with accessory movements. For example, if a client is unable to hinge from their hip while performing a bend, then you can have a client do a glute bridge from the ground to simplify the movement. When a primal movement is done incorrectly, it's usually because there's a lack of proper cueing, mobility, or muscle activation. Again, we don't want to give you too much info on how to structure this first meeting with your clients right now. We actually want to see how you do it yourself. There's a high probability that this is going to come up during the interview stage with FITHAUS, so be prepared to demonstrate how you'd run through an assessment with a FITHAUS client after watching this video. Just another reminder, stay focused during this workout and keep the transitions from exercise to exercise very smooth. Keep the discussion and conversation during the exercises and in between rest time, but stay in control of the flow and tempo by politely cutting off conversations to start sets on time so your clientele still feel like they're getting a really strong workout. For the assessment, stick to schedule. The assessment should be 1 hour long. Do not go well over or well under that time. Following the assessment, you should give yourself a reason to leave so clients know you're busy. So, just an example, sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I have another client. I do have to run in a few minutes. From there, ask your clients how they enjoyed the session. Feel free to give them minimal feedback that you observed from the assessment, but tell them that one of the FITHAUS personal training managers will contact them to go over the results of the assessment in greater detail. If they provide you with any negative feedback, don't overreact. Just trace it back to how the first appointment is more so about you getting a feel for their fitness and movement patterns. Don't worry, clients rarely are ever mean. 90% of the time, they give very positive feedback. It's also really important for you to create excitement for the clientele. You should show enthusiasm in being a part of their fitness journey and confidence in being able to help them with their goals. They should feel like you're genuinely passionate about supporting them rather than just doing this for a paycheck. Creating that level of excitement makes the rest of the process so much easier. The final thing you should do is look to tentatively schedule in some additional sessions. Do not discuss pricing. If they ask, just tell them a member of the FitHouse team will reach out to discuss pricing and package options in greater detail. Setting tentative dates for getting started is super important. The sooner, the better. But don't be pushy or aggressive at all either. Play off the client, see what they say, and see what they'd like. If they don't want to tentatively schedule anything yet, just tell them no problem. We'll touch base soon. Just tell them once again it was a pleasure meeting them and communicate your excitement to be a part of their fitness journey and head out. So that's all for today. Thanks for taking the time to go through this video in detail, and we look forward to meeting with you and discussing next steps.